Most people don't think about their water until the shower head starts spraying in weird directions, or the faucets get that crusty white buildup that just won't scrub off. Dealing with hard water is a chore, and usually, the solution involves lugging around heavy bags of salt or dealing with bulky tanks that take up half the garage. That is where this little cartridge comes into play. It is designed for the studio system, and honestly, it is a breath of fresh air for anyone who wants to avoid the traditional salt-based headache. What makes this thing interesting is how it handles the water chemistry. Instead of stripping everything out, it uses this Citra charge technology to keep the minerals like calcium and magnesium right where they are, but it changes their behavior so they don't stick to your pipes or your skin. It is a clever way to get that soft water feel without actually turning the water into a brine solution. Now, the installation is surprisingly straightforward. You are not dealing with complex plumbing reroutes or electrical wiring. It is essentially a swap-out job. You pop the old one out, slide the new one in, and you are good for about 6 months. That is a decent stretch, though if you have a larger household or just use a ton of water, you might find yourself reaching for a replacement a bit sooner than the calendar suggests. It is worth noting that this is a compact unit. It is not going to be the heavy-duty solution for a massive estate, but for a home around 1,500 square feet, it hits that sweet spot of being effective without being overkill. One thing that really stands out is the lack of waste. There is no backwashing, no brine discharge, and no electricity required. It is a very passive, set-it-and-forget-it kind of setup. However, there is a slight trade-off to keep in mind. Because it is not a traditional softener, it does not remove the minerals entirely. If you are looking for that specific slippery, ultra-soft feel that you get from a salt-based system, this might feel a little different. It is more about protection and scale prevention than it is about changing the texture of the water to that extreme degree. The build quality feels solid enough for what it is, mostly durable polypropylene, but you do have to be careful when tightening the housing during the swap. It is easy to over-torque if you're not paying attention, and nobody wants a leak in the utility room. It is a clean, efficient way to keep the plumbing healthy and the appliances running longer without the environmental footprint of traditional systems. If you are tired of the scale buildup and want a low-maintenance, salt-free path forward, this is definitely a solid contender to keep on the radar. It is not a magic wand, but for the right home, it does exactly what it promises without any of the usual fuss.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.